Getting out of this tight little spot I got myself into. Well, because I am one of those they're geniuses, I can just do that. There we go. So the weather has turned a little bit. So 2 days ago it was proper chilly, and now, according to my car, yesterday it was about 10 degrees at this time. Today's 7, so it's a little bit cooler, but it's not cold, and it's December the 1st. So happy December, everybody. You know, the start of Advent, which means we are in the final leg up to Christmas, which basically means that we are now going to be busy. So what I thought I'd do today on the drive to work is yesterday. So as of yesterday evening, we are taking this, and I don't have it in front of me because obviously I am driving, so that will make it pretty much impossible. But I went through my pre-season predictions, and I'm going to say that 2 are very, very wrong, as in positions where I had them down to be. My top 4, I have 3 of the top 4 correct. One of them is in the position I said it was. It's the only one out of the whole 20 which pretty much is where I said it would be. Others, couple of spaces either side. But if any of you did see my predictions, I had Brentford, Watford, I think, and someone else to get relegated. Well, those 3 aren't any of the bottom 3 at the moment, so didn't do very well with the relegation zone. The team I got most wrong positionally out is Newcastle. I had them as 12th. They're currently rock bottom and doing not very good for the richest team in the world, are they? 6 managers, of course, have lost their jobs since. Who else is there? Obviously Ollie and Spurs. Of course, they've brought in a good manager, and they're going well. And there's another one as well, but I don't really care who it is. Not really that important to me. But yeah, so I had Newcastle at 12, who are very, very much bottom. Villa, I believe for some reason I had it 6th, and that's also pretty far out there. So at my top 10, bottom 10, I got 8 of them in the right half of the league at least. I had Chelsea, I believe, at 3rd, who are obviously league leaders. Liverpool, no, I must have had Liverpool at 3rd and Chelsea at 4th, because there's only one which was right. So yeah, something like that anyway. But of course the laughing stock was I actually had Manchester United down to win the league. What was I possibly thinking? Yeah, they are about as close to winning the league as, well, they're just not, are they? Let's look at them at the moment. You know, they are pretty much a shambles. With the new man coming in, he apparently is the man who invented or came up really with the high press a few years ago in Germany. Not with Leipzig, I think it was Salzburg who he started it off with, and they'd done really well. I don't know. I'm not his biologist. Not his biologist is what is it? The people who biology? No, is it biology? What's it called when you write about someone? Can't think. Bio. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm not that, and it's probably just as well, really, because it'd be the shittest biology by. Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, no one cares. It's just a random man in his car talking to no one, because no one will watch this anyway. People say, who'd you write it? Who'd you do it for? I was like, wow, it's just a bit of fun, and it gives me something to do in the morning, and it takes my mind off of the craziness that is to come today. So, Christmas party today. Not too big a one, but it's big enough, and it will give me Saturday. I think it's 25 or something. Mainly turkey, I believe. It's not difficult, but it is quite tiring. All day, every day, 3 weeks is intense, you know. But we've got a Christmas market till the 23rd of December, so if you haven't been to it, people, and you live near Winchester and for some reason you decide to watch this random idiot randomly talking shite, then, you know, go and have a check of it. I've worked in Winchester now for 5 years. I think it's the 4th Christmas I've probably done there, because obviously last year was cancelled as far as pubs go. Christmas was still a thing because it's still the calendar, still celebrated it. Quite lucky really, because we were in an area where we could still celebrate with our bubble buddy, which was mother-in-law. Whereas my parents and my brothers, well, one of them, well, I won't talk about him, but one of them was, shall we say, unavailable. And the other one was unable to meet up because they were in lockdown and level 4, I think it was called then. I don't know. So many bloody levels back then. Who knows what was going on? Changing daily as well. And literally, was it 2 days before Christmas? Yeah, you can't meet up. Thanks, Boris. Thanks for that. So, how do you think the party's doing? How are the Conservatives doing now? Personally, yeah, I think they are on a slippery slope, and the Labour Party really need to get their asses into gear and come up with some actual policies that will work, so that at the next election there's a possibility that the Conservatives could go. And that's, to be fair, you know, people say, oh, but how do you vote for the Conservatives? Yeah, I do vote for the Conservatives anyway, but doesn't mean I don't want a decent opposition. Doesn't mean I don't want someone who can come in and change the status quo. Because if you think that I just want the same party doing the same stuff day in, day out, then you're wrong. Because are all our ideas good? No, 100% not. Do I think we can do with a change of leader and a change of direction at times? Absolutely. You know, Tony Blair, whatever you thought of him and whatever you thought of his policies, he blew some smoke up the Tories' arse. They were in an absolute for the last, what, 3 or 4 years, so it doesn't really make a lot of difference. But you have to look at what they are about. Since Matt Hancock's gone, I feel that it's more, yeah, let's get some more money back in our coffers. Let's worry about that rather than so much the health of people. Why I don't understand is why on Friday or whenever it was, they said, yeah, we need to start wearing masks again because of the Omicron virus or whatever it was called. Why was that? Why did I have to wait till Tuesday? Why couldn't it just come in? Because let's be fair, we all got masks. You know, we all go to shops, we all have masks. People may choose not to wear them, but they had to have them to go in there in the past, so they haven't disappeared. I do agree in many ways that if you don't want to have the vaccine, then okay, don't have it. But don't come crying when you catch a killer disease and you die. Don't come with the I didn't know, I didn't want the vaccine because there was, well, there's plenty of evidence to tell you that vaccines work. So a few ideas here of how good vaccines are. Okay, smallpox. What happened to smallpox? Oh yeah, it was eliminated. Polio. What happened to polio? Oh yeah, it's basically been eliminated. This is because of vaccines. Vaccines are proven to work. Any idiot off of the internet who tells you it doesn't work, 1, is lying, 2, don't know what they're talking about. I'm not a doctor, I'm a chef, but 100% vaccines work. Drugs that doctors prescribe generally are for your own good. I'm also a type 1 diabetic, so I need to take insulin. So I have insulin and a few other drugs that I take every day, because without them I could have some serious problems with my blood sugars. it's a false way of doing it, but it does work and it keeps me reasonably healthy. I'm certainly not the fittest person in the world, but yeah, I'm not the unfittest person either. And I think how I go about my work shows I have a fairly decent level of fitness, but you can definitely tell when it does get a bit much. But I trying to stay as friendly and happy as I can in these times. Sometimes it does get hard, but generally, no, I think people are quite happy working with me because they know they're going to get consistency, and that is pretty much what Christmas is all about. Being consistent, keep maintaining a high standard, getting it done. That's what I do. I am and that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that food is going out to a standard which is acceptable, which is good fun as well. I do enjoy this time of year, as I say. But anyway, so the weather has changed a bit, like I say. So yesterday I felt that did affect how many customers we came. It's a little bit quieter than Monday. So I did make sure I had some assistance yesterday. I also have Mike today assisting me. Mike is my picture. And I'm really appreciating that help. We do have a Christmas party today. And I say, so we got 25 in for lunch, which pretty much will wipe out a lot of the next weeks who want to come in and eat, because doing everything, have a Christmas meal menu to get out. That is what my priority is going to be today, all day. And has to be, we've got 25 people coming in. That is a lot of money and spending nearly £700 on food, or around £700 on food. They deserve to get some good food. Once we've got £1,000, I'm happy. We can get £1,000 every day this week. We're not going to, because yesterday we only took about 400. But if we can get £1,000 each week, then I'm happy with that. Also each day, I'll be happy with that. That'll be enough to keep us going. Also get some drinks in there. If we can equal that on drinks throughout the day, then fantastic. And then we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, where we turn into a party venue. That's where the bar makes its money, and that's what's kept us going the last 6 years and throughout the rest of the year, to be fair, because we are very much drink led, and we need to change that. And next year we will be looking, or I will be looking, to increase food sales, because it's poor and I don't like it. So anyway, there is your daily update from your man in a car, really, more in a shed, but there you go. And obviously in the new year there's a new thing coming in where you're not allowed to be touching your phones and that, but I'm sure you're aware I don't look really at the phone hardly at all, because why would I? 58 gear and that'll help. I need the third gear, yeah, that's a good idea. But the traffic is still very slow. Nice early start today, to get a couple of little bits in the shop. It is raining today, which is always great. An early rain though, but rain means that we can be very busy, because there are going to be a lot of people out. And if you're shopping, you're going to want to eventually find somewhere dry to go for a drink or buy a food. But by person, Christmas party, always about. But yeah, this is going to be a good day, I feel. Staff are pumped, we enjoy our parties. enjoying the Christmas season, even if it is hard. We all enjoy it. We all say, you know what? It's been hard. Excuse me. It's been hard, but I'd rather be busy. Because let me assure you that once January comes and we're doing three or four people are only coming in that park in a day, is coming, or maybe selling a burger, then you know it's pretty sad, basically. But anyway, that is that. So we've done the football, we've done work, we've done a little bit of politics. Who knew? What else are we going to discuss? So, coming in January then, I do have my epic, I have no idea how long I'm going to go on about this. It is my, well, I call it Ask Google, but I think I would just come up with some facts and read them like I've never read them before, and add in a bit of banter. The thing is, it's about before World War One, how World War One started, then the rise of Nazis and that. And I'm thinking whether I do this as two parts, because there's the European theatre and then there is the Pacific theatre, and that's pretty different events, because actually the war in Europe started on September the 1st, September the 1st, the Germans decided to invade Poland, and then September the 3rd, UK and France declared war on Germany, and that was the start of the war. And then on May the 8th, the war was over in 1945, and millions have been killed, many murdered, and that was a European theatre. But the actual Second World War didn't start in 1939, technically. It started before that in 1937, but it wasn't a world war then, because that was when Japan invaded parts of China, and they carried on until the Americans decided, yeah, enough is enough, and they bombed the fuckers, and they dropped the two nuclear devices, the only two to ever be dropped in anger, and then Japan really had no choice, they had to surrender, and the war was then actually over. So from Europe, where I live in England, we look at the war, and this is the thing I think with history is you look at it and how it affects you. It affects the Pacific didn't really affect the English that much. You know, I'm not saying we didn't have troops out there, we did, but most of our troops were obviously in European theatre, North Africa, probably in North Africa, so we could get some fuckers out to come over and help us. You know, it's like yesterday that Barbados became a republic for the first time, and it's no longer swears allegiance to our Queen, which is fair enough. You know, that's still part of the Commonwealth, but they now have a president who they now swore in and is now their governing chief, which is great, really. You know, it's the way it should be. And Prince Charles was there to say how horrific the past was with slavery and all of that good stuff. Good stuff, really, isn't it? So yeah, we no longer have them as one of the Queen's dominions, which, you know, let's be fair, it's very old-fashioned, isn't it? Having a head of state like that is great, don't get me wrong. I'm more than happy that we have a royal family. Rather have that than have family have a president as such because we've always got them. They're great for tourists, world tourists. They make a lot of money. You know, people say, "Oh well, they're only there on privilege." Well, yeah, they are, but you know, the world isn't perfect. If it was, we'd have a better government around the world, not just us. You know, we'd have better governments. We'd have politicians who were in it for themselves, and it doesn't matter which party. And if they're a party that claim to be in it together and there for the people, and yet they still think, wow, this is alright, isn't it? We can make a bit of money here. Oh yeah, I'll make sure to expenses I put that toothbrush and that pencil, and my 7 Michelin star meals a week, and the wine, and the taxi there, taxi back, and the hotels. Because this is one of the best things about, and I'm talking all parties, most of them have their own home, and they will have their London home, and yet they'll still stay in hotels because that's what they do. It's an absolute, you know, piss take really. The only place during coronavirus where pubs and restaurants were allowed to be open was in Parliament, so that these privileged monkeys can go and get their food and drink because they think that that's something special and important. So they were still open for them. You know, I don't really care what party's in charge as long as they do their best. And they, back in 2019, there was no way that we were going to know that corona. I know it was in the air, and I know there was word of this virus in China, but when we were putting our pen on the ballot paper, it was more a Brexit election, let's be totally honest. And I do remember one of my favourite scenes was the reopening of Parliament once the Tories had won, and Boris was there, and all jovial, and Jeremy Corbyn, God bless him, stood next to him, and he was so cross and so angry. And remember that this is the worst Labour performance since the late 1930s. And he wouldn't even look at Boris. And he's like, well, people liked our policies, but I can't remember what bullshit it was he came out with as to why they didn't vote for him. It's nothing to do with Brexit, but yeah, people did like it. No, they didn't. If they liked your policies, they would have voted you in, you fucking idiot. They clearly didn't like them. And the Labour Party, in many ways, is better off without you. You were so left-wing. See, personally, I don't want a total, yes, we're the Conservatives and we're going to do it in a very conservative way. I'd rather have a slightly more liberal Conservative like Boris, but just not Boris. If that makes any sense. And yes, I voted for the Conservatives, and I knew that Boris Johnson was a leader, and I know he's been a leader for a little while yet. But did I really want Boris when it was the Conservative votes that new leader after Theresa? I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. It wasn't Boris I wanted to win. Let's just say that. I'm waiting for Dominic Raab to become Prime Minister personally, but there you go. Might never happen. Anyway, we're now in the beautiful city of Winchester, former capital of England back in the day. Also, I had a quick look up. So when did England become England? Obviously, as an island, it was about 1,000 years ago, in the 10th century. Roughly what is now England became England. It was when the Saxons came over and made it what it was. That's the thing with